Hi, and welcome to February 2020's Patreon rewards video. So there's been a lot of things going on. I am going to briefly talk about them, the things I'm going to be doing moving forward, as well as I'm going to be speaking about the rewards for this month. So just to be transparent, I'm currently in my life, within my family life, we're having very difficult financial problems. Part of it is because my car has been just not cooperating. Things keep falling apart on it, and it's becoming a big expense that's been taking a lot of chunks of our money every week. And it's taken a toll. A lot of it is just some bad decisions from the past that are rearing up. A lot of it is that I happen to live in California. Gas prices are huge. Property taxes are coming up. Mortgage every month. I have 6 kids, and food prices are huge. We helped out a lot, some family members financially earlier last year, and it kind of messed us up, and we haven't been able to recover the way we thought we would. And so there's like a lot of, it's just accumulation of a lot of different things just coming to a head now, which has been kind of a bit of a shot in the arm to hurry up and do something to give us a kickstart and to help us out of this situation. So a lot of exploration, a lot of attempting to think about ways that I can increase some of the money coming in order to get us back at an even level, right? So that we can start digging our way out of the hole. Part of and all these things, all these decisions, all this stuff, even if you're not an artist, you'll be able to take away some of these ideas. But one of the ideas that I'm going to be having to do moving forward, well, I started implementing in one, and currently it's weird because I'm getting mixed signals from things. So one of the things that I'm going to show you is that I started doing some original art to sell, like on eBay and via Instagram and eventually on Etsy and different places like that. And one of the things that that's very weird is that when I put stuff on eBay, I get offers, but I think they're bots and they never pay, and it's very irritating. So that's a part of like an issue. But one of the things that is common wisdom when it comes to making extra income outside of a job situation, even if you have no job or you are independent completely, the idea is to not have all your eggs in one basket, right? So you don't want to have everything in a job, because if you lose your job, you lose 100% of your income. You don't want everything to be in client work, because once you lose your clients, you lose 100% of your income. Ideally, you want to have passive income, something that you can make once and sell it over and over. Things like courses, things like books, things like downloadable printable things, contracts, pre-made contracts, things like just stuff that work within the skill sets and the knowledge that you have, that's going to make somebody else's life easier if they were to get it, right? Being useful, helpful, practical, while at the same time playing to your strengths. And that goes for everything, including being an artist and doing art and things like that. So that means that I can't put all my eggs in the Patreon basket. I can't put all my eggs in the Simpsons basket. I got to do Patreon plus my job plus this and that and the other thing, and then if one of them goes away, I still have all these other revenues coming in. So I was trying to do the thing with the eBay, but so I'm going to be experimenting, and so you're going to come along for the ride. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, tell you if it's working or not working, what's happening, what's not happening, how long it's taking me to do this and that and the other thing. And I hope that by doing that, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to be doing trial and error and a lot of different things like that, and keeping you updated as to what's going on and what's happening. I'm going to link to the Creative Alchemy eBay store in case you're interested in picking up a piece from me. All patrons are going to get the digital version of all that stuff anyway. So let's talk about the rewards. And this is already giving you the background of some of the stuff, where I'm coming from and why I'm headed in this direction. And it'll give you a clue as to the upcoming artwork that you're gonna see. And depending on the types of products that I produce, I'm going to give that stuff away to different tiers within Patreon. All right, so let's get to the artwork that is happening, the rewards that you're going to be receiving this month. Okay, so I've been working on my comic. Problem is that's kind of as of the time of this recording, I haven't worked on it for a week because I have, like I said, car problems, and I just needed some extra time to do other stuff during the time that it's a mess. But here's what I got. So we've got this page over here, and as you can see, there's a digital background here, and then we've got the second panel, third panel, fourth panel here, and then here's where I left off. Here we've got a Power Girl drawing that I did. Okay, so because I ride the Metro now, and even when my car wasn't in the shop, I started driving the Metro more. I have more time to draw and relax on the way to work, and that is so helpful for my state of mind. Believe me, it's just so. But because I do have that time, I decided to start doing some original art while I was in transit, right? And this is one of them. This is a Power Girl drawing. I've already put this up on eBay if you actually want the original. Here's another Power Girl drawing. I haven't put this one up yet. I put her up there. It's just a figure drawing. So if you notice that all of these have a very similar look, like the girls have a very similar style, definitely influenced by Dan DeCarlo, who used to do Archie. He was the creator of Josie and the Pussycats. Unfortunately, he passed away quite a few years ago. I had the good fortune of actually working with him, sort of. When I worked at Bongo Comics doing comics, he did some page plotting. He comped out some pages, and then I received those pages, and I worked off of those pages and Simpsonized everything and put it on model, and that was great honor to do that. It was, and I actually still have his artwork in my house. It's so good. But anyway, the style is heavily inspired by Dan DeCarlo, and I found that I love drawing in this style. I love it. It's so much fun. So now I kind of just want to do drawings this way, and that's it. So I'm going to be doing it, like drawing these sort of things for a bit. This drawing I haven't showed anybody, and I'm probably not going to try to sell. I'm not happy with it. Here's another one that I haven't put on eBay yet, but I'll be putting it up probably today. Maybe. No. Next weekend. Beach Girl. I may put this one up on eBay today. So, sketching. This is sketching on the bus, working out how to draw in the DeCarlo style, deciding what to do, how to work it, that sort of thing. This is just me experimenting with the style. And then I said, what if I was to draw a Power Girl? And then I started experimenting. I have one of those pens that have multiple inks, so that's how I'm doing this. This is orange ink and then blue ink on top of that, and I think there's maybe some black ink in there somewhere. What if I was to do Supergirl? And so I did some sketches for Supergirl, and it was the hair. The hair is down here. You can see that I'm playing with the hair and how the hair would work. And then at this point, I'm just kind of drawing girls, and usually sporty girls in sports pants. And this sort of look is inspired by the fact that my wife is always wearing workout clothes, well, almost all the time. And I'm not complaining because she works out and looks great. And so it's kind of like I have fun looking at my wife, and then I get inspired to draw women that kind of look like my wife. More experimentation. This, I was going to do a series of Power Girl drawings, and then I decided, based on the reaction that I was getting on Instagram, maybe not. And so I just kept going. I kind of lost momentum. Experimentations with the pens. What would happen if I layered these different colors on top of each other? What kinds can I make different colors? That sort of thing. I was trying to see if I could literally color the skin tones. I kind of gave up. I don't think I've figured out how to do it yet. So maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. This is a sketch based off of some girl I saw waiting for a bus. Here I was trying to draw, so this is my experimentation just to ink. I ink this on the Metro because the Metro is steadier than the bus. I don't draw on the bus. Like I take the Metro and then I take the bus all the way to work. The bus is a horrible place to ink or draw or do anything, so I tend to just either play video games or read in the bus, which is perfectly fine. It's very relaxing. I enjoy doing it. In the Metro, I tried to ink. Unfortunately, I found that in the Metro, inking is also not so great because occasionally there is a bump or there's a very minuscule kind of shaking that happens, and you don't really notice it until you're trying to ink, and then you realize that you're having shaky lines. So there's see how slightly wobbly. See how slightly wobbly these lines are, like right there. That's the Metro. That's the Metro wobble. That's how I realized that maybe inking in the Metro not so great. These are pencil drawings, so this just more experimentation in the style. I was going to paint this, and my experimentation was going to be to try to paint it in the same way that I painted the girl in my Patreon info. You know that there's if you go to my Patreon, you'll see that there's an explanation of what the benefits are for being my patron. And there's a girl there, and she talks to camera and explains everything. She starts from black and white and then goes into color. That final colored look has a black outline like this, and then inside there's no line work, there's just color. And so I was going to try to do that same effect traditionally with watercolors. This is as far as I got because I didn't want to do it in the train. I didn't want to do it on the Metro. I would have to take out my watercolors, I would take out my water brush, and then I would have to, and something about having to hold all that stuff in the Metro, and then only being able to be on the Metro for about 20 minutes before I have to put everything away and then run out the Metro. It was going to be too much of a hassle to put everything away and put everything back with it, and yeah. So, but that was what the idea here. And then this is just me playing around again with the style. This is me kind of doing a do-over with this, the proportions, just kind of lowering the proportions. Playing around. Here's Major Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. I did this version of the Angel Cowgirl front just to see if I could do it in this style. I may or may not change it in the final. You'll see it. It's part of the rewards this month. Here's another cartoony girl. I really, really like the style, and I really am having a lot of fun doing these kinds of drawings. There was a lady taking her kid to school that was dressed like this. This is Fujiko from Lupin III. This is just me gesture playing around. This was meant to be my wife, but I didn't like the way it looked. This was from memory. Again, this is just playing around, just playing with the style. This I didn't like the way the face came out. This is a drawing of my wife. I actually drew her again earlier this month. So this blank space is another drawing of my wife. But this is the kind of clothes that my wife wears. And this is the way she looks. She looks really cute and shapely and fun. And this is the Angel Cowgirl. This is the cover for my new sketchbook. So I put together another sketchbook like my first sketchbook. I'm drawing the cover. I'm going to put it up on Amazon as soon as I'm done doing this cover. I was working on it early in the mornings, but now I can't because my car's in the shop and I don't have the time, the kind of time that I used to work on this stuff. I may or may not change the face to this. I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to do that. But this is essentially going to be the cover. All I got to do now is paint it. I'm going to paint it, and it's going to have that look where it's like dark outline on the outside, painted on the inside. And that is actually not it. Finally, ooh, whoops. And let me bring her in. And this is the postcard for the month. Here she is. And this is the look. This is the look that I wanted to go with. Notice there's an exterior line here, and that is with a micron pen. And then all the interior lines are self-ink lines, and at the same time they're self-ink lines because this is all done in watercolor, and there is no real line work. It's mostly painted. So this is this month's postcard. It was a bit of an experimentation, and it's also done in the style that I've been drawing in, which I like a lot. This postcard had me sweating. I was painting it and it looked awful for a long time, like for 2 days. It looked like it was an ugly, muddy mess, and I was sweating it throughout the whole time. I only worked on it for a little bit of at a time. Boy, was I sweating it. And then at the very end I said, okay, so what does this thing need to not look like mud? Usually the answer is contrast. It needs to have more contrast. Everything looks mid-tone. I need to push in the blacks, put blacks in, and then pull out some whites. The moment I did that, boom, and it all kind of started coming into place and started to feel way better. I'm actually very relieved at the way it came out. I'm very happy with it. And today this postcard is going to one of you patrons, and this one is going to go to Steve R. Steve, I don't know if you've won before. I think this is the first time. Congratulations, man. Finally get one. And if you have one before, congratulations, now you get another one. But I don't know if you have. I think this is the first time. So congratulations. Oh man. Okay, so that's it from me. I'm going to be doing a few other things starting next month about trying to earn a little bit of extra cash doing artwork. And I am going to, like I said, I'm going to take you along for the ride and let you know if any of it is even producing or helping or doing anything, so that you guys can know if you want to try it out yourself. Some of the things that I'm considering doing right now, it's still just an idea. And I'm going to see whether or not I pull the trigger or not as I go along. But one of the things is I am going to maybe do a coloring book, an adult coloring book. And by adult coloring, I don't mean dirty. But coloring book for adults, right? They tend to be much more complicated artwork. So I'm considering that. And I'm considering making clip art. And I am thinking about how I would approach doing that. So those are the two things that I'm thinking about right now. In the month ahead, you will probably see me experimenting with that sort of thing. Oh, and here's the other thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be launching sometime very, very, very soon, hopefully, a video course, the beginner art. So the level 0 of how to draw in the Drawfoo website and in the Drawfoo book. There's going to be a video version of that info. There's going to be a few extra things in the video that aren't in the book. But in the way that I explain things in the videos, I kind of read off the book. It's almost kind of like an audio version of the book. But it's more like it's a video version of the book. And then I tend to go off the cuff and then do a little bit of extra stuff because it's video and I can. So that's going to be launching soon. All right, so thanks a lot. Thanks for being a patron. You are actually, see, here's the thing. You're like, you may be wondering, hey, but you're getting the money from us from Patreon. And believe me, it's like you guys are saving us from complete having no money. It is helping a lot. We couldn't really be surviving without your help. But that's how messed up it is that I need more. So I am extremely grateful. Thank you so much for all the help you are providing. It's helping so much. Believe me, this month's Patreon helped directly this week. It was extremely helpful. Like we were like, oh my gosh, finally, oh, thank goodness, right? So thank you. All right, and I hope taking you on this journey is going to also help you figure out some other avenues to help you get what you need. We'll see how it goes. Okay, well, thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.